Where in your life could you use some more love? And I pray that an answer is a gift to you today as you pose that question. I could use some more love in this relationship. I could use some more love in this relationship. Amen. I could use some more love in the world. Could use some more love wherever. Where can we use some more love? And that an answer individually occurs to you that blesses you, that then you have a body of work from which to practice this week. Because an answer can come, where can I use some more love? But then there's an opportunity to practice it. The rubber meeting the road. This week has been an incredibly difficult week for me. Very, very hard week. You know, as a minister, what the deepest desire of my heart is to stand up here on a Sunday morning and proclaim how wonderful life is. And just tell you how great it is, and how good God is, and how good the Spirit is, and how much love there is, and love, 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 love. And can't we all just get along? And if we just loved each other a little bit more, we'd heal everything. And just look out into the world, and if you could just see beauty, just see it. That's the deepest desire of my heart. And sometimes that desire doesn't come to pass. Oftentimes it doesn't. Oftentimes I get really stuck in my humanity. I get really stuck in being afraid. Man, I've been afraid this week. Just stuck in fear. Man, I've been stuck in anxiety this week. Super anxious. Fear, doubt, and worry. I heard those words a long time ago in my life as the cripplers, the great cripplers. Fear, doubt, and worry. And then offshoots of those are anxiety and depression and loss and loneliness and these types of things. I'd love nothing more than to stand up here and just shout the praises of how awesomely good life is, and that'll be here another Sunday, and maybe by the end of this sermon, I'll be there. Maybe I just got to give myself a work over here in this 20 minutes that I'm with you, and now 16 or whatever it is. Maybe I'll talk myself into that, but I haven't been there. And what's more important to me is integrity. What's more important to me is honesty, because I think that if I live with integrity, there's a doorway into healing there. I think if I tell the truth about where I'm at, there's a doorway to healing there. I think if I'm honest, there's a doorway to healing. I think if I can stand up here and be vulnerable, you know, people that I've worked with, my counselors, my gurus, my people more and more, what they tell me is, it's okay to be vulnerable. I said, I don't want to be vulnerable. That's scary. It's terrifying. Be vulnerable. Standing up here spiritually naked in front of a group of people and telling the truth about my life is vulnerable. But I think if I live with integrity, and I think if I can stand up here with some vulnerability, there's a doorway to healing. And as much as you are, I'm interested in healing. I'm interested in an experience of my wholeness. And I've been anything but that this week. Terrified of phantoms. Terrified of these demons that I think that I'm making up. Terrified of 20 years from now. I mean, I like to think of myself as still a pretty young and vibrant and vital guy. And just terrified of the future. Terrified of the world. Terrified of my daughter in the world. Scared for her well-being. Scared for my well-being. Scared I might just lose my mind. That I might lose my heart. I've always been in touch with my heart. Sensitive. I used to get made fun of it made fun of for it. Being too sensitive. Thank you, Mary. I can always count on you. Can always count on you for some compassion and empathy. I love it. Made fun of it for being too sensitive. So what did I do? Start to systematically, because I wanted to be safe, shut down. Because I want to be safe in the world. And what I realized more and more is that to really have a life, I got to be vulnerable, and that's scary. To really share my heart, to really feel love. You know, we traveled across the country this week, Barry and I, and I noticed that for as much divisiveness as there seems to be, and as much polarity as there seems to be, and as much kind of everybody to their own corner, and this is how I feel and I'm not going to change, there's a lot of fellowship happening out there. There's actually a lot of goodwill. There's a lot of compassion and a lot of helpfulness, I noticed. A lot of recognizing our common humanity. And I realized if I was giving some little pockets a little bit too much attention, if I was giving a little bit of little pockets of divisiveness too much attention. Because what I want to experience is a world that loves each other, that recognizes our common humanity and cares for each other. And what I realized is I was participating in what I was perceiving the world to be in, which is a tremendous amount of fear. And when I fear, I other. When I'm afraid, I make the world wrong. And the world includes you. The world includes people close to me. The world includes the world. And what I was doing was shutting my heart off to protect myself. And I realized that opening my heart, there's an avenue for healing. So what does it mean to actually open my heart? It's crazy that Ernest Holmes and all of his, it's not like there's an answer in here, what this love thing is. It's elusive. Give me an answer. Don't tell me it's elusive. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. Right? Who was that? Is that Mike and the Mechanics? I don't even know. I want to feel what love. I know you can show me. Right? Show me. Don't give me more questions. You might come here on a Sunday morning wanting answers. Not more questions. What does he say? I don't even know. There they are. I could do if I hold it out far enough, I've learned. Well, he does say love is the central flame of the universe, nay, the very fire itself. It is written that God is love, and that we are its expressed likeness, the image of the eternal being. It does say a little bit here, there's a hint, love is self-givingness. Through creation, the impartation of the divine through the human. Could it be that I'm maybe making things a little more complicated than they need to be? Carolyn says yes. She says, yes, Reverend Charles, you are. Love is an essence. It's an atmosphere. It defies analysis. Oh, maybe I need to stop analyzing so deeply. Maybe I need to stop asking so many analytical questions and just start listening to that what still small voice. Maybe I'm too in my head. I'm the only one, I know. It defies analysis, as does life itself, says Ernest Holmes. Oh, maybe it's more about the living and I'm not actually wrong. I'm just living my life. Maybe we're all really, truly showing up doing the best we can. Maybe we are. Not somebody else's best, but mine. Maybe I am actually doing okay. Maybe you are actually doing okay. Maybe we are actually doing okay. And we're consistently and constantly working it out. And we ask the question, oh, what does it mean to be more loving? Maybe a little more self-givingness, maybe a little more givingness. I kind of have thought of love this week as, because I knew I needed to get on my own bandwagon and kind of this in concentric circles a little bit. Charles, you got to get busy getting on your own team. First and foremost, get busy getting on your own team. Practice self-love. Practice loving yourself. Well, that doesn't mean indulging and giving into and allowing myself to just keep giving into this fear, doubt, and worry and this anxiety. It's going to happen from time to time, but I was like indulging it. There's an indulgence that sometimes I can get into. It is that which is and cannot be explained, says Ernest Holmes, this love thing. It is common to all people, to all animal life, and evident in the response of plants to those that love them, which is pretty cool. Love reigns supreme over all. The essence of love, while elusive, he says, pervades everything. Maybe I just need to get busy seeing just a little bit clearer with eyes of love, with appreciation, with kindness and care. And maybe that's what I need to start giving more. That self-givingness, a little bit more love, a little bit more appreciation. For those that agree with me, it's easy. For those that don't, it takes a little more practice. But I can't sit back and look at a world that I'd like to see and not participate in creating it. I've got to participate in creating it. I've got to be a player. I've got to speak words of kindness here first and foremost. Self-love, self-appreciation, self-givingness, appreciating who and what I am, how God made me, what I like and dislike, what I appreciate and don't appreciate, and have that be okay. To sink down into more love. Pervades everything. It fires the heart and stimulates the emotion and renews the soul and proclaims the spirit. Only love knows love, and love knows only love. Words cannot express its depths or meaning. We try, though, don't we? We have to keep trying. We write songs about it and books about it, poems about it, Valentine's Day cards and gifts about it, to express our love and our appreciation for each other. A universal sense alone bears witness to the divine fact. God is love, and love is God. Been challenged this week. Challenged this week, wrought with fear, doubt, and worry. And from time to time it happens. But what I have forgotten in the midst of it is that love heals. Be love. Is that love heals. Be love. Love heals ourselves. It heals me. It heals you. It heals each other. We can bear witness to that power of love. Love heals. Be love. Which brings me back around to the question. Where can I accept more love in my life? Was that even the question? What was the question? Where can I accept more love in my life? Where do I need more love in my life? Where can I welcome more love in my life to heal? Where can you welcome more love? More appreciation, more givingness, more adoration. What can we begin adoring to keep healing, to keep growing, to keep becoming, to expand? Where is more love required to keep growing? To maintain my dignity, to stand tall. Even talking about it, I'm feeling better. Just talking about love helps me feel better, helps me feel more whole, helps me feel alive, helps me feel a little bit more connected to my fellows, a little bit more connected to people that I appreciate and care about. Not so alone, not so desperate. It's a tough week, but love helps heal. Love. And then Ernest Holmes goes on to say that it's important that we, as a rising tide, bring all along with us. Now it's important This isn't a place where we talk politics. In fact, it's not allowed. But it is a place where we talk inclusivity. It is a place where we talk love. It is a place where we talk appreciation. It is a place where we talk about growth. It is a place where we talk about becoming. It is a place where we talk about, to some extent, getting over ourselves and becoming a little bit more generous, a little bit more giving, a little bit more forgiving. I love Reverend John talked about forgiveness last Sunday, and we can always practice that, can't we? Beautifully talked about forgiveness. We can always practice that. He talked about how sometimes that we're understand that we're wired, that we didn't even do our community declaration, did we? It's how it's supposed to be this Sunday. It's how it's supposed to be this. But he talked about, I need to be an instrument of life's goodness because I'm aware that I'm wired. Sometimes not to be. I need to embrace my humanity and practice my spirituality because sometimes I really get caught up in being all about myself. I get very selfish. Love tells me to give. I get caught up in not accepting and honoring because I'm hardwired to be selfish. And so that means I need to bring you into my heart. I need to actively practice bringing you into my heart to appreciate you. That's hard work sometimes, gang, but love gives us permission to do that. And no one ever lost on love. No one's life was ever worse because they loved more. No one's life was ever smaller or their circle of friends got more and more constricted because they loved more. It gets expansive because we love more, and it gets filled with more possibility because we love more, and more moments of serendipity show up because we love more. More moments of what we might call that spiritual magic show up because we love more. And that's the message. That's the gift. That's the opportunity, is to love more. So again, where do you and I have an opportunity to love more? Where do I need to welcome a little bit more love in my life so I'm a little bit less selfish, I'm a little bit more giving, a little more generous, a little happier, a little more inspired? Love will indicate, and here's the thing about love, and I love how Ernest Holmes left it so open, is that it's up to each one of us to discover the unique relationship for ourselves. That unique relationship for ourselves. The whole idea of God, the whole idea of the Spirit, the whole idea of life with a capital L, each one of us inquire into it in a different way and get a different meaning out of it and have a different relationship. It's meant to be celebrated, not to be herded like cattle, like you have to think how I do. You have to love how I do. Think like I do. Look like I do. Prepare like I do, etc. No, but to celebrate that love shows up in 8 billion different ways. And love would tell me that I'm called to practice being a little bit more inclusive, a little bit more embracing, a little bit more welcoming. That is the work that I see that is before us, to become more loving. And love isn't soft. Love does not mean being a doormat. Love does not mean letting people walk all over you. There's a dignity that comes with it. There's an esteem that comes with it. There's a knowing who I am that comes with it. There's a purpose that comes with it and a beauty that comes with it. And I'm for that for all of us. Is that when we look in that mirror, we feel love, become a radiation station for that love, a radiation point for that love. And we become a walking gift, a gift to the world. Day by day, by day, by day. This is the only one we've got. I've said it before. It's the only one I've got. Today I want to be love. Today I invite you to be love. Loving, starting right here at home. To bringing in the places that I think might be ugly, that I think people might not appreciate. They might not appreciate it. And that's the way that goes. But I got to appreciate it. Bring in the places that I think might be less than and love them because they're I am. They're who I am. They're me. They're unique. Special because I am them. Special because I express them. Special because I am. And we live in a spiritual system that is designed and set up to support us because we are. For God so loved you that it created you in its own image and likeness and stood back in awe of what it had created. That's what it says. We can lean into that love. So for a moment, I invite you once again, if you're comfortable, to close your eyes as we seal this time of this talk with a prayer. An invitation, again, to continue to walk in that invitation of being love, of expressing more love, of welcoming more love, of where can I welcome more love in my life so that I can express more life, express more truth, express more love, express more kindness, more empathy, more consideration, more dignity. Be love. Knowing that the Great Spirit is the life that we are living. There is one mind and power that is the living Spirit. It is my life as I speak this word. It is the life of each one of us as we join together here. And I declare out of that union that it must be that we are a living expression of that power of love, that power of giving, that power of beauty, that it is who we are. And I give great thanks that is the truth, that we can practice it, that we can participate with it, that we can move in the direction of it and celebrate and find a little bit more peace, a little bit more joy, a little bit more forgiveness, being at home in our own heart. I'm grateful for this word. I'm grateful for our fellowship. I simply let it be by saying, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. Much love.